Okay, just a couple of quick words because your film, the film and clip I'm going to show you, does a pretty good job explaining virtual representation and paying for the British debt. But I just kind of want to re-emphasize that and put it alongside the Navigation Acts and the Sugar Acts, since those appear on your outline. So when the English win the French and Indian Wars, like their debt is ridiculous, the amount of money they spent to try to win this war. And then it gets exacerbated by that proclamation line of 1763, because now they have to spend more money enforcing that line, ensuring that there's gifts to exchange with the native peoples. And so the obvious solution is we'll tax the American colonists. Like they should be proud to be part of the English Empire. We fought this war to keep them in the English Empire. So, like this isn't going to be a big deal. Remember, from our perspective, though, and this is what the film clip in just a few minutes is going to do such a great job explaining, we've been self-governing since 1607 in Virginia and since 1620 in Massachusetts, and it's now 1763. 1607, 1763. So this seems really arbitrary, and we feel like England, thousands of miles away, they have no idea what it is to be a colonist here in North America. And we're also still fighting against that idea that we're just a bunch of backwoods farmers, right? We talked about that before too, that we want to seem like we are, just as English as people over in England are. So the first thing that the British enforce is the Navigation Acts. We can't really complain about this because the Navigation Acts have been around since pretty much the beginning of the colonies. They just situate the colonial relationship, right? The Navigation Acts say that anything that we make in the colonies, we have to send to England, and anything that we bring into the colonies, we have to buy from England. So it just sets up the colonial relationship. We can't argue with that, but it's annoying because it's never been enforced, and now they're going to enforce it. The first tax that they put onto the colonists, that's a new tax, is the Sugar Act. And what this does is it puts a tax on any sugar or molasses that comes into the colony. Now, this is going to be particularly annoying for our consumption of tea. Also, rum. We use molasses to make rum. And pretty much this is what you drink in the colonies: tea and alcohol. You don't drink the water. So this is going to have a pretty big effect on people. We don't like it, but it's just the French and Indian Wars just ended, so we can't really get ourselves together to protest it. We will do that, though, when the British put a tax on stamps. And really, it's really a tax on paper, because any paper that's used has to have this stamp affixed to it. And so that's the next thing you're going to look at is the responses to the Stamp Act. And again, there's a great video clip that's going to highlight that for you. And then you've got a site to look at for Franklin's cartoon, The Colonies Reduced. The one thing the video doesn't mention but have on your outline with the Stamp Act is the Sons of Liberty. And they're significant because initially they called themselves the Loyal Nine, but in time they will change their name to the Sons of Liberty. And one of the things we're thinking about is like the use of propaganda and the contradictions of liberty and freedom in this period. And changing their name to Sons of Liberty is this great propaganda, because Loyal Nine, who are you loyal to? Nine seems not very inclusive, but Sons of Liberty, well, we're all sons unless we're daughters, but women will form a Daughters of Liberty. And we can all get behind freedom, right? We can all get behind liberty. So it's a great example of the use of propaganda in this period. All right, if you have any questions about the Sugar Act, Stamp Act, or anything that's on this outline, you can put those in the discussion board with the module. Take care.